Hello everyone, so in this video we will talk about solving for x. So let's start with the basic question. So let's say we have 5 plus x equal to 10. And my question is, what is x? Now, I'm pretty sure some of you will right away say that, okay, x is equal to 5. But why x is 5? So there are two ways we can look at this situation. We can say 5 plus, let's say this is a blank, and let's say this is equal to 10. So 5 plus what will make it 10? And obviously it has to be 5, right? That's how we know that x is equal to 5. There is another way we can also do this. Instead of thinking at this as a blank, we can also subtract 5. So we have 5 plus x equal to 10. And I'll say, okay, I will subtract 5 from both sides. And 10 minus 5 will give me 5. This 5 minus 5 will get cancelled. And I'll have x equal to 5. So in this case, so this is, let's say number 1. This is way number 2. Now, let's see why we are actually subtracting 5. So let's delete this part. So why we are subtracting 5. So if you look at here, to get 10, so I can say that, okay, to get 10, add 5 to x. So to get 10, we are adding 5 to x. That means to get x, I will have to subtract 5 from 10. So this is called working backwards. So working backwards. Okay. So to get 10, add 5 to x. So if I want to get x instead of to get 10, so I'll say, okay, to get x, subtract 5 from 10. Okay, and that's how we know that, okay, x is 5. So this is called working backwards. So whatever you are doing with x, when you're working backwards to figure out, okay, what is my x, you'll have to do the opposite thing. So again, to get 10, I will have to add 5 to x. But now I'm working backwards, so I want to get x. Since you added 5 to x to get 10, you will have to subtract that 5 in order to get x. So this is working backwards. Let's look at another example, which will make more sense. So I will delete this one. Let's say this time I have x plus 15 equal to 35. So again, you can think of this as a blank. Say, okay, 15 equal to 35. So what plus 15 will give you 35? 20, right? So that means my x must be 20. But instead of thinking of this blank, we can also work backwards. So what I did here is that I added 15 to x and got 35. Okay, so we are adding 15 to x and getting 35, but I want to get x, right? So again, working backwards, that means since I'm adding 15 to x to get 35, that means I will subtract 15 from 35 to get x. Okay, so you're going to subtract 15 from 35, and if you do that, 35 minus 15, that'll give you 20. So again, x is 20. So this approach is called working backwards. Okay, so let's try one more example. So let me erase this. Okay, so let's say this time I have x minus 15 equal to, let's say, 25. And I want to work backwards to figure out, okay, what is my x? So first of all, I can say, okay, I will need to subtract 15 from x to get 25. Right, so I will need to subtract 15 from x to get 25, but we want to work backwards to figure out what is x. So what are you going to do? So working backwards, so instead of I will need to subtract, so since you're subtracting something from x to get 25, that means you'll have to add something with 25 to get that x, right? So I will need to add. Remember, you are subtracting, right? So that's why you'll need to add. So I'll need to add what? So we were subtracting 15, so we will add 15. So I'll need to add 15 to 25 to get x. So again, we are working backwards. So 25 plus 15 is equal to 40. So that means your x is 40. And we can check if this is working. So instead of writing x, I can write 40. So I can say 40 minus 15. So is 40 minus 15 25? Yes. So we know that this is correct. Okay, so whenever you see this type of problems when you're solving for x, first check what you're trying to do with x to get the number, which is in this case is 25, and then you will do the opposite to get the x. Okay, that's how we solve for x. These are some basic questions. We'll look at some more questions which will get slightly more complicated, so we'll look at that in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.